back again. It's another day. It's Wednesday, and we're going to talk about comparing decimals today. So, our goals for the week: read, write, and represent decimals through the thousands. At this point, we should be able to do that. If you're still not there, we'll keep on working on it. Remember, you can use the previous day's lessons, watch those videos again, or do any of those activities. Today, we're going to learn to compare and order decimals to the thousandths, all right? And then in the future, we will still round decimals to tenths or hundredths. So right now, hopefully you can say, I can represent decimal place value to the thousandth now after those place value lessons. And hopefully after today, you will be able to say, I can compare and order decimals to the thousandths. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at comparing decimals today, all right? So there's a few different ways to compare decimals. They show you in here a couple different ways, but I'm going to give you my kind of cheat code way, the way that I think might be the easiest. So we'll look at a couple different ways today. Whatever works for you, go ahead and use that method, because that's ultimately what we want. Is we want you to be able to find a way that works for you. All right. So study the following image. Yes, we will study the following image. All right. So on this card, it says 7/10 in numerical form, 7/10 in word form. So 7/10 as a number, 7/10 in words. All right. Remember, if we really wanted to get sassy with it, we could also write 7/10 as a fraction. All three of those are the same thing: 7/10, 7/10, 7/10. It even sounds the same, right? You cannot tell if I'm trying to say it in word form, fraction form, or decimal form when I say 7/10. Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? 7/10. Yeah, I was saying the fraction one. Did you know that? Or did you think I was saying the decimal one? If you guessed right, you guessed right. But if you didn't know, that's because all the representations of 7/10 are said the same way. Fraction, 7/10, decimal, 7/10, and word form, 7/10. All right? Here is what 7/10 would look like as tenths. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 shaded, 7 out of 10, or 7/10, right? On this one, it's not 7 out of 10, it's 70 out of 100 are shaded, all right? Or 70 hundredths. And then finally, this is, you can't really tell, but they have separated each one of those hundredths into 10 squares. So this is 700 one thousandths, 700 one thousandths, or 700 thousandths. So when we're looking at this is all the same thing. 7/10 as a decimal, 7/10 as a fraction, 7/10 as a word form. Now, 7/10 as a base 10 picture looks like this. But also look at this. The same value is shaded when we're looking at 70 hundredths, and the same value is shaded when we're looking at 700 thousandths. That means that 7/10 is equal to 70 hundredths, and 70 hundredths is equal to 700 thousandths. So that also means 7/10 is equal to 700 thousandths. All right. Now, there's an easier way of looking at it, and we'll get to that. But for now, let's kind of try and look at it as many ways as we possibly can. All right. So we're going to move on to the next screen. Okay. So remember these signs from your past. All right. It's basically the alligator. Remember that the alligator is always going to be interested in eating the bigger number, because the alligator is into eating big numbers. So here's your alligator. Remember, the alligator eats the big number. Okay, this alligator's getting terrible. He needs claws. Do you want me to stop drawing the alligator? I should probably stop drawing the alligator. All right, so there's our alligator. Remember, these can be known as less than, greater than, or equal to. All right, the alligator wants to eat the biggest number. Okay, so make this little mouth eat the biggest number. And if we're going to take a look, how do we determine what to feed the alligator? All right, so when we come back, we're going to determine which number is the alligator really going to eat. All right, we'll see you back.